Ladies and gentlemen, it is the weekend before the Australian Grand Prix. This shit show is about to get started once again. I'm wearing sunglasses because I've got a cold, but I'm powering through to bring you your content, and I've bought a microphone. So all is well. So grab your koala, finger a wallaby, chuck a couple of shrimps on the barbie, and let's get this shit show fucking started. We start off with the 2002 Australian Grand Prix with Ralf Schumacher going full unrestricted takeoff. In the 2002 Australian Grand Prix, Ralf Schumacher lined up on the grid in his Williams behind Rubens Barichello and his brother Michael Schumacher. Remember the noughties when Williams weren't shit? Slight tangent. Do you remember 2010? When like 7 of the drivers on the grid were actually German. I don't entirely know what I thought Adrian Sutil was, but I didn't think he was German. Anyway, the race begins and Ralf gets a good start and shoots up the left-hand side of Rubens Barrichello. Rubens goes left to cover him and he clips the back of his wheel and goes full arse over tit over Rubens and into the gravel, not before grazing Rubens' helmet on his way there. This led to the majority of the pack fucking themselves into each other as they were rubbernecking the impact like fuckers do on the M25. Secondly, the French Civil War incident. The Australian Grand Prix in 2023 saw 3 red flags and then Max going on to win. But in the bits that weren't boring, this occurred. Charles Leclerc fucked it into the gravel in the first lap. Alex Albon fucked it into the barriers, almost causing a catastrophic pile-up, so it was red flagged and they started again. Then everyone behaved themselves for quite a while until Magnussen slaps it into the wall at turn 2 and his tyre decides to fuck off into the upper atmosphere. For that reason, it caused a red flag, but I'm not entirely sure why. It was only a tyre flying off. It's not as if a car piled into the spectators. Then they restarted the race, and before they even got to the first timing line, Paris and Normandy started a civil war, and Gasly and Ocon decided to fuck each other into the barriers in a catastrophic crash, and both are sent to the Bastille. Stroll goes on a little adventure into the gravel, Max wins the race, so a boring result, but a sexy race. The 2009 horny, brawny Grand Prix first win. In 2009, during the financial crisis, Honda forgot its wallet when it came to the Formula One team.
Awfully sorry.
Bit of an issue with the wallet.
Would you mind awfully settling this while I go and warm up the
Honda? The power of...
And then Ross Brawn took over the team, grabbed his bespectacled bollocks and said, "Hold up, let me cook," and managed to produce this white and high-vis piece of pure sex. Over the course of its first ever Grand Prix outing, Jenson Button starts off on pole, Rubens Barrichello in his Brawn as his teammate manages to fuck up the majority of the grid in the upper midfield, then manages to twat the back of Kimi Raikkonen, Kazuki Nakajima slams into the wall of his own accord, and Rosberg spears Nelson Piquet Jr. into the gravel. Kubica and Vettel manage to smack Cox in one corner, and then as a result of the damage, they independently shag themselves into the barriers and the gravel. And Jenson Button continues to lead the race and leads him and Rubens Barrichello to a 1-2 victory on their first outing in a brand new car. Not bad for a team who were operating on a budget of £4.60 and all-you-can-eat barbecue hula hoops. Alonso goes arse over tit over Esteban Gutierrez. In 2016, Fernando Alonso is attempting to keep his sanity whilst driving a Honda-powered abortion. On lap 17, Fernando Alonso attempts an overtake on Esteban Gutierrez. He jinks to the left as Esteban touches his brakes, and then Alonso catches the rear wheel of his car and is rolled over multiple times.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
He comes to rest on his side in the barriers. Fernando managed to walk away from this particular accident with minimal injuries after enduring 46 G during the impact. And then we come to the 2024 Carlos Sainz appendix win. In 2024, Carlos Sainz dominated the race and took Ferrari to a 1-2 victory after his appendix had committed domestic terrorism on his digestive tract. Here is a visual representation of said terrorism. Carlos Sainz takes the lead off Max Verstappen. Then Max's car starts billowing smoke from the back before shitting out its own arsehole. Then Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes power unit commits a harikari halfway through a lap. And then everything remained pretty calm until Russell managed to yeet himself into the barrier in full Flight 93 mode and ended up on his side hanging like a cow.
I'm hanging here like a cow.
Leading to the end of the race being held under a safety car and Carlos Sainz leading Charles Leclerc to a 1-2 Ferrari victory.
What a performance! What a comeback! A Ferrari 1-2, headed by Carlos Sainz.
Isn't it amazing how much better the Italian commentary is of Formula One than the English commentary?
El Matador! El Matador! Carlos Sainz! Buongiorno Italia! 1-2! 1-2!
It's so much better. It's a lot more They're not partisan. They couldn't give a fuck who wins as long as it's Ferrari.